Hello everyone, Sinow here, your new home for everything Resident Evil Resistance. That's the little thing I say at the start of videos to get you guys in the mood, and I hope you're in the mood today for a new Nicholai build. Remember Nicholai? That character they added to the video game one time and everybody hated him and now they seem to have forgot that he exists? Well, he's actually still really good. He's kind of been the subject of quite a few indirect and direct nerfs. For instance, let me go over what I can off the top of my head. High caliber rifle has been nerfed, it now does less damage. Turret rifle, and I think rifles in general have been nerfed, they also do less base damage. Your energy regeneration while you have a gun loaded in a camera has been greatly reduced. This is particularly nasty for Nicholai players because you have to try and load a gun into a camera at like the last possible second now to prevent you from like completely stalling on bioenergy regeneration, so be very wary of that one, folks. They've also stealth nerfed miniature reactor, so it's about 40 to 50% less effective than it was before. Neobards, I love you, but stealth nerfs. I hate it. It's a little bit sneaky. So apparently people have been doing the math here and miniature reactor has been stealth nerfed in the background. So a lot of Nicholai players were using this previously. Now you can't, or you can if you want to, it's just not as good as it used to be. However, there are a couple of little things that have been improved for Nicholai players, and I'll go over them as I go through the build for you. Plus some new equipment helps them out greatly, and that is what we're using in this Noxious Compound Nicholai build. So, let me go through the details for you. First of all, we're using Relentless for Nemesis. This allows you to get Nemesis back more quickly. Bit of a no-brainer, duh, obviously you want that. Tracking rounds for the Predator passive so that when you shoot a survivor they become tracked. Also very good, as you can imagine. Mag expansion for Firearm Specialist, the classic, very, very good, makes your guns worth more. For Area 2, now that high caliber rifles base damage has been nerfed and it still costs 6 points, I'm actually finding that I prefer using Radar Pulse, which now only costs 0. This is a really nice cycling card, and also it means that you can get Nemesis back more quickly, very, very easily, because you can just track everyone by pressing a button and then that's it. So this is actually a really nice cycling card, and I prefer using that for Area 2. Then for Area 3, we're using Turret Machine Gun, because Machine Gun is still the GOAT. It's still really, really strong, and it's worth using. So keep Turret Machine Gun. Moving on to the equipment, and this is like the real part of the build that's different here. We're using 3 new equipment items to create this Noxious Compound Nicholai build. First of all, Noxious Compound 3 and 2. What Noxious Compound does is it greatly increases the duration of negative and restraining effects on survivors. This means a mobilizing shot and leg hold trap now hold survivors in place for a longer period of time than they did previously. It's harder, or it requires more button mashing for them to get out of these immobilizing traps. Also for PC players, they've now made it so that F and spacebar, there's basically like a hard cap to how quickly you can tap to get out of an immobilizing trap of some kind. You're more likely or more easily able to hit this cap if you have F and spacebar rather than just one button on PS4, although most people who are decent at tapping on PS4 were hitting this cap anyway, so to speak. Basically what it means is that you can't use a macro, and F and spacebar can only go to like a maximum certain speed anyway, so you're guaranteed a certain amount of time for the survivors to be stuck in these traps, and Noxious Compound makes that time longer. So this is a really, really nice buff for PC masterminds, because before there was an issue where people were breaking out of traps like almost immediately, and it wasn't very fun or fair. So kudos Neobards, I think you've come up with a good solution for that one, and this is the central component of the build, because if somebody is immobilized, they're basically a sitting duck, and you still do a lot of damage with your guns if you start hitting them and you start tracking them. So this works really, really nicely to get the job done. We're still using reinforced bearing here. I find that a mobilizing shot can be quite hard to hit because of the reduced hitbox now, and in general I find it a lot easier to aim at survivors with the faster camera movement speed, plus it helps the turrets hit moving targets. You could maybe, if I was going to change one thing about this build, you could maybe change this. If you wanted modified gear 2, another new equipment that they've added in the latest update that allows you to disassemble, pardon me, firearms more quickly, you could use that. It's really nice to prevent your camera being shot out with a gun in it and giving survivors time. It makes it way faster. You could use something like drum magazine. There's a couple of different ways you could go with this one, to be honest, folks. Large caliber barrel 3 has been nerfed. It costs 1 point less, but it also has less of an increase to your damage. And this build's more about holding survivors down for the kill than it is like trying to do so much damage to them so quickly that they don't have time to react. But you could go for like large caliber barrel 2 if you wanted. But regardless, I still prefer reinforced bearing. And finally, we're using water-cooled radiator. This is a really nice equipment that moderately increases camera durability and greatly decreases recovery time for cameras, which, as you can imagine, is very useful for Nicholai players. It decreases the chance that your cameras will be shot out with a gun in them because it gives you more time to disassemble. It means that you have a bit more time to shoot at survivors because the cameras last longer, it takes up more ammo, and also it greatly decreases recovery time, obviously very important. Do bear in mind that a lot of the guns have had the amount of damage they do to cameras buffed though, which is a kind of nerf for Nicholai. MQ11 is really nasty now, it takes out cameras more quickly, as is the like LM5 or something, the other SMG. I think shotguns do more damage to cameras now too. Just be careful, because there's a lot of guns out there now that you can use to get rid of cameras, which is a bit of a pain for Nicholai, but this new equipment is very helpful for that. Finally, the deck itself. The deck is not too different from what you've probably seen before. Efficiency mod firearms, turret rifle, machine gun, still the GOAT, still very good. Air cannon, gets 2 shots because of Nicholai's passive, useful for taking off time. I'm not sure if this has a longer effect as a result of Noxious Compound. I don't think so. But if somebody works that out, let me know, because I'm kind of curious. Immobilizing rounds, very important for this build. High caliber rifle, still worth it overall if you can get the shots reliably. Electromagnetic shields, we've got crawling zombie. Crawling zombie is quite nice if it gets the grab off. It works quite similar to immobilizing rounds. We have leg hold trap because it's been buffed on PC now, and also because of the equipment we're using, this is actually very useful for the build. So I like using it even though it is a little expensive at 3 cost. And 1 cost tracker mine allows you to get nemesis back more quickly, do more damage. Also a nice thing to shuffle through your deck. Not a very complicated build overall, but I have gotten some nice results from this and I think it works particularly well. So let me show you it in action. Alright, let's see what we've got here. We got a pretty low ranked Jill. Oh, this would be a terrible setup for me if I was a creature build, but I'm not, so wah wah.
Looking at you all, this will be easy money.
You know what? I agree with Nicholai here. This is gonna be easy money. Come on, we got this. We got this. I'm gonna hide another trap over here. Need to be careful because it's really easy for them to shoot out certain cameras and stuff now. So I want them to like start running away from this and then load up something here and then harass them from the other camera. So it's not too easy for them to just turn around and shoot it out. That's one thing you have to do as Nicholai. You have to play around the psychology of survivors. If you just load up a fucking gun right in front of them and you don't have anything else going on, then it's going to be very easy for them to just look at it and shoot it out, right?
Good.
We don't want that.
You can move to the more dangerous toys now.
Oh, what an immobilizing shot. So you can see how long they're staying still here.
Just die.
He's down. Oh, a little bit of lag maybe there, but did the job, right? Very nice. I'm out of bioenergy here, but I think I've already demonstrated why this build has promise. By the way, just a note for the build the preset I'm using here, I'm using infectious creatures behind doors, the kind of classic preset that a lot of masterminds should probably have, honestly. It works really well. I wish I had a little bit more energy for a turret rifle. That's probably not going to do a lot actually for me. I think I misjudged the angle there, but that's alright.
That was too easy.
There you go. The turret's already harassing them. So I'll just harass this Valerie so she can't complete the loop as quickly, and then get ready for this room. Oh, the lack of a miniature reactor is quite noticeable, I have to say. See if I can maybe hit Val as well with a splash. Nice, that's what I needed. Maybe get some infection down here.
I like this, yes.
It's not a huge amount of time they stay immobilized, but it's just long enough to make a big difference, in my opinion.
You found that? What amateur put it there?
Okay, so it looks like Martin has not noticed that there's a supply zombie where he was a minute ago, which is very good for us.
You do not stand
Blinding
a
Flash is a
chance,
lot better now,
sight.
and it stays
Then
on
I take
longer.
your life.
They're gonna have to hurry up.
Get it over
Martin is a
with.
sitting
Stop
duck.
resisting. I don't know why I was
It's
called
over.
If you will barely even.
Oh no, it's not over. Valerie, good job. Nah, it's over.
Why did they take?
Too easy.
To kill you.
So that's Noxious Compound Nicholai.
Bekrasnia.
Let's do another game, because that was a little bit too quick there. I barely got to show you the build in action, but I hope that after that short demonstration you can already see the potential for this one. Let's do another game, jeez. Alright, we got Valerie, Martin, Becca, and Jill. Martin is wearing that terrifying new chicken outfit, and Jill is wearing what I could only describe as like a nightmare. I feel like I've actually like lost the ability to see color from staring directly at the sun for too long, just looking at that outfit. Oof, that is bright. Well, at least a bright target is easier to see when you're trying to hit it.
Fulfill contracts. You are all as good as dead.
I'm not a big fan of setting up too much here as Nicholai. I find it's a bit too easy for them to just shoot that camera out, so I'm gonna try and play a little bit more cleverly here.
Oh, you have found my little toy. But do not expect to activate it so easily.
Into the tracker mine? How did that tracker mine not go off there? He was right on it.
Son of a gun.
Son of a gun. That's 10 seconds they got from that. Nice. Okay, so Jill's coming in here.
With this strength, I will end you.
Oh, I'm so bad. Oh dear. Okay, I totally messed this room up.
I doubt you will live to use it.
This is a pretty good team. More camera durability though, so I can switch off a camera if things are going bad. My strategy for this area tends to really revolve around that room, and if this room falls apart, I notice I tend to do quite badly, so this is going to be a bad area one for me, I can just tell already. Especially because I just whiffed twice in a row with a mobilizing shot.
What amateur put it there?
Yeah, this sucks. Let's load up turret rifle here, because it's going to be awkward for them to try and shoot that. Or not, because Jill's already on the ball. This is a good team.
When you die, perhaps you will become weapon too.
She's going to be one of those Jills that's like really cocky, isn't she? Okay, I totally hit her there. Look how little damage I do now.
Easy. Do not be pleased with yourself.
High caliber compared to the old days. Yikes, that was a hard area.
So many made it this far.
If that middle room falls apart, I tend to fall apart. I really do. But hey, area 2, let's go.
This is fine.
Yeah, did you hear what Nicholai said there? This is fine. Don't worry about it.
I am coming for you.
So we want to immobilize first. Oh, I shouldn't have unloaded that actually. Just over the top response to a single zombie there, but he's probably got such a short cooldown it doesn't matter.
I'll get through it.
Nice. You stood right in that.
Get it over
Goodbye,
with.
chicken
Stop
head.
resisting.
And Jill.
Healing spray deployed.
But of course healing spray, because that's the meta for
God, I could kiss you.
this game right now, is that you basically don't try and play around like downing survivors, you play around like taking off as much time as possible.
Now I kill you easily.
Shit. Thanks a lot for that.
They're taking a little while to find Yorick, which is good for me. My bioenergy is horrible though, it really sucks.
You're finished.
Well, this sucks. If she gets rid of this though, then Nemesis will have an easier
and I will
time.
kill you with my next toy instead. Niet! Where did you go?
Why can't I place him down here? Come on! I need to chase after Jill because she's just going to do all of the objectives. Oh, she wasted her dodge. That's very good for me.
Without torture, there is no success.
She's down to it, yeah. The walls as well are very difficult to play around. This is a fire trap, so it's going to stun me, but I want to do it now. Good, he got stopped by that. Nicely played. Valerie's coming for the save, probably. She's running mixtapes, I bet.
Perhaps you will not be.
There we go, there's a death. I had to interrupt it right there. I didn't have much time.
They feel the loss of your strength.
Alex is taking the key card here, the Martin. This has run out of effectiveness. He's by himself though, which is bad for him. There's the interrupt. Oh, reinforced bearing, help me out. Ah, that'll do. There's a shield for you there. I'm gonna switch off this camera to lure him into a false sense of security. And then he steps on the trap.
Come closer. My client wishes to learn from your suffering.
A little bit more durability can just help there. Although I got a bit greedy, I think.
First I take your sight, then I take your life.
Let's just blow up this.
Get near me and I'll heal you.
That bloody ultimate is so frustrating to deal with.
Do not try to hide.
Oh, double immobilizing. Yes, let's go. They're running out of time. They're just not doing things quickly enough. I think that turret's probably not going to work out for me. Oh, didn't switch off quickly enough. I got to unload this because I think the Jill's got my number. Switch off this for a little bit. I want to go back onto this camera, use the shield, and then start shooting them down all at once. Like this.
Death does not take the
A lot of Nicholai play is being clever with your cameras so it's not obvious for the survivors what you're about to do. Oh, I didn't mean to shoot there. I meant to disassemble. I'm finding it really hard to disassemble quickly now.
The pain for you.
Like, a lot of the time it just doesn't start disassembling when I press the button, and that's frustrating. And just gooed them all. I took off so much time there, it was worth it. He's gonna shoot out the camera, but that's fine. Oh, I maybe could have used Nemesis there. But I don't want to start using Nemesis in an area where, like, he doesn't really get to shine properly.
Rush the horses.
Yeah, I'll make them run into this turret.
Plenty of time. I promise.
I think I've got this.
The other side, Nemesis, Iris and you, dead walking, strange world we live in. Strange.
Oh, he missed! Oh, I've definitely got this now. Oh, I've definitely got this one now, folks. Whew. Yes. This is, I guess, a very good team.
Nice try. Do you have some kind of death wish?
Oh, Rocket versus Rocket, nice. She's actually doing better than me. There's the spray play.
Thank you so much.
Had to interrupt her a little bit. I mean, if he wants to do the terminal, he has to come right here. There goes your main. 30 seconds gone. I haven't given them any creatures to kill. I think this is it for them, honestly. Oh, I should have done that a little bit quicker. But that's fine anyway, I've won.
This is not your lucky day.
Another very good team taken down by Nicholai there. That was a tough one though.
Ah, good. but you were not good enough.
So yes, that is the Noxious Compound Nicholai build, which I've had some success with. It's not complete brain dead gameplay. You do need to be quite clever for the victory, but even against a pretty good team, I've managed to succeed here, and that is proof that it's a good build, I think, in my mind. So I hope that if you decide to use this build yourself, it gives you results. And this has been Sinow with another build guide for you. Take care, thanks for watching, and goodbye.